Happy Halloween, folks! Today we are going to be reacting to this video titled The Dark Truth of Halloween, The Devil's Night.
Ooh, I feel like Lady Gaga.
This is done by The Truth Is YouTube channel. This is our first look at them, so let's get into it.
The truth is, Halloween is a holiday that's commonly celebrated by people all over the world. Adults and children dress up as their favorite characters, and everything spooky is celebrated. Halloween in our modern day usually is just a fun night of trick-or-treating for children and partying for adults. But what if I told you that Halloween had much sinister roots? That by people celebrating Halloween, they were blindly participating in a ritual without their knowledge. Join me in this episode as we uncover the dark truth about Halloween. Many people who celebrate Halloween in our current times don't know the true origins of Halloween. To most, Halloween is just a night of fun. Costumes and trick-or-treating for the children, with parties at night for the adults who also dress up. Kids indulge in an endless supply of candy till their bags run out, while parents let loose and become someone else for the night. The thing is, if you were to ask 8 out of 10 people, they most likely wouldn't be able to tell you why we celebrate Halloween and when did we even start celebrating it. Most people just blindly participate in the holiday they truly know nothing about. The reason that this happens is because those who run our world have deceived the people into forgetting what Halloween was truly celebrated for. The origins of Halloween are far more sinister than just fun costumes, candies, and parties. Halloween is truly a pagan festival called Samhain that was celebrated to bring in what they call the dark half of the year. The pagans believed that on October 31st, the god of death would rise with the fallen spirits and cause destruction by destroying crops and bringing in a cold, dark winter. To appease the god of death, the pagan would dress in costumes that resembled the spirits to show their alliance to the god. They would build altars and make food offerings, even ritual sacrifices. The kids would be dressed as demonic spirits and would be sent door to door, saying ritual verses in exchange for food offerings for the god of death. It was believed as a day where the spiritual world was set free. So how did a festival like Samhain evolve into Halloween? After the resurrection of Jesus, the Romans knew that their times were coming to an end. A Roman emperor by the name of Constantine the Great, who was into pagan worship, claimed that he had a vision from the heavens convincing him to turn to Christianity. He claims that the Christian God was going to protect him in a war he was having. He became the first Roman emperor to become a Catholic, helping establish the Roman Catholic Church. The Romans created this church to be able to capitalize off the rise of Christian beliefs. They kept their pagan beliefs and intertwined it with Christian beliefs. They would even introduce a form of pagan god worship by adding saints to the Catholic religion.
So yeah, isn't that like the case with like so many things that like it's one way for a certain amount and then over time it evolves and it becomes some other thing? Like personally, like I don't care if, you know, Halloween is rooted in the darkest pits of hell. It's what you make out of it, right? Is that your intention when you go out and you're like, all right, I'm going to conjure some demons that are going to torment someone? Or is it about, you know, going out with your kids to collect candy and have fun and create some memories with your family?
I tend to agree. I think that that's the root of empowerment, really, is the ability to take something and alchemize it into your own thing. You know what I mean? Like there's two things, right? It's like, ooh, Friday the 13th is a spooky day, so let's be fearful of it, or let's take control over this and make it whatever the hell we want. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be fearful about something, or do you want to make it what you want it to be?
Turn it into your superpower.
But I mean, that depends on how your capacity to be honest with yourself and all sorts of different things. Hopefully, you know, I trust the audience sees the greatest point there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I tend to agree with you there.
Also converted many pagan festivals and rituals into Catholic holidays, and one of those, Samhain, which eventually became All Saints' Day or Hallows' Day. The Romans disguised their pagan holiday as a new Christian holiday. The people would wear costumes to fight off vengeful spirits that were after them. The kids went door to door gathering soul cakes in exchange for prayers. These soul cakes were offerings so they may set the souls of their loved ones free from purgatory. They still celebrated the day by making offering to the spirits, and they would even take turnips and carve them like we do pumpkins, lighting them up with candles to keep the evil spirits away. All the Romans did was disguise their pagan festival using Christian beliefs. All the same activities that took place in Samhain took place in All Saints' Day, which evolved to modern-day Halloween. Like I said countless times on this channel, I believe the Romans and the pagans worshipped the fallen angels who disguised themselves as gods. The Romans made sacrifices to these gods for their blessings. I also have pointed out that the Freemasons learned a lot of their teachings from the Romans. Like I've said multiple times on my channel, the Freemasons have created America as the land for the free and accepted Masons. Halloween in America is one of the most celebrated and profitable holidays. Every year, stores all over the country open up just for a month to sell Halloween costumes and decorations. In 2021, it's expected to sell over $10 billion worth of Halloween costumes and decorations. Similar to the pagans, people dress up and decorate their houses to align themselves with the god of death, or in my opinion, the fallen angel Lucifer. The Masons did to Salem like many other holidays and modified it so the public wouldn't know what they were truly participating in. The month of October has become almost a month of preparing for satanic festivals. Movies and shows are all made for this month to honor the demonic energy when it's at its strongest, when the whole world is praising the fallen spirits. Many people have seen the movie Halloween, which features the almost unstoppable Michael Myers, who goes around causing chaos on Halloween. What many people don't know is that the writers who wrote Michael's backstory wrote that Michael was possessed as a baby by that very god of death that the pagans used to worship after a group of witches cursed him. The writers of American Horror Story's first season also depict the souls of the house being able to walk free on Halloween, allowing them to cause havoc in their town, very similar to what is believed to happen in Salem. While most people celebrate the modern version of Halloween, there's still many people in the dark who celebrate the day still as Salem. Witches still to this day practice rituals and sacrifices on the night of Halloween when they believe the gates of the spirit worlds are open. Witches perform all types of demonic rituals and offerings to appease their demonic god. In my opinion, Halloween was simply created to blindly manipulate people who were turning to Christ to participate in spirit worship and paganism. Millions of people celebrate the Day of the Dead without even knowing what they're truly celebrating and dedicating their energy to. I am not at all telling anyone not to celebrate Halloween because that's not my place. We must all choose our own path. Simply, I want people to see the truth of why such a holiday even exists. There's a reason they want people wearing costumes. There's a reason why kids go door to door. There's a reason why evil is embraced on this day. The costumes and decor become more and more demonic and gruesome as we become closer and closer to the new Masonic world. We must all remember that the men that truly run...
Before this wraps up, this reaction video part, I just wanted to touch base with something, that kept springing to mind, which is, in my experience, some of the darkest stuff happens in the middle of the day with the lights on, in a creepy basement or something. Like when, what do you have when you have a horror movie? You've got a bunch of people working together that go action and cut and, you okay? Do you need a water? Do you need a drink? The things that are depicted as darkest take a group of people in the right mind all deciding together to do it. It's under the veil of purity and goodness that's the most horrific and monstrous things actually happen.
Yeah. Well,
or behind a wall of medals, on a battlefield, you know what I mean? I have authority to carpet bomb these people.
Yes. Yeah.
It's behind the veil of order, not imagery of witches at fall, you know what I mean? They're into pumpkin spice and dark makeup. It's not actually evil, man. When are people going to wake up to that? That real evil sometimes is wearing a white gown.
Yeah.
You understand?
Or a suit and a tie.
That's how evil hides. That's how a good predator hides.
Yeah.
Is light.
Yes.
It's like in the Bible.
Satan comes as an angel of light.
You know what I mean? Darkness is fun because we're finally acknowledging one time a year there's something intriguing and interesting about the dark corners. What's in there? You know what I mean? We traveled, me and my partner traveled overseas recently. We went to Europe. We found a really old church and they had a crypt in the basement.
Yeah.
Just like some Day of the Dead movie, like, ooh, spooky. You know what I mean?
Maybe part of this is that it's opening you up to kind of like see some of the darker sides that might be within yourself and accept and, properly understand yourself a little bit better by going through a holiday like this. Might be open doors for something like that.
Yeah, and Halloween was fun. I always felt bad because we grew up a really Christian world, you know?
Yeah.
And I always felt bad at the conflict because you could see the parents saw that it was fun for the kids to dress up as ghouls and goblins, entertain spookiness, but they always had to staple to it like, well, I don't support the worship of evil. It's not the worship of evil. And by the way, if you ever encounter someone worshiping evil, that's a nerd alert. Real psychopaths don't worship anything other than their most horrible carnal desires. And they do that crap behind, authority. Like where that's sanctioned, can get away with my evil deeds. Yeah. It's not the same thing. There's a difference between real evil and your pretend pageantry evil. The pretend pageantry evil is far less dangerous in my experience than like lawful and legal horror. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to say that before this video ends.
In this world have sinister motives at their core. They have aligned themselves with Lucifer and the rest of the fallen angels in order to rule this world. We must not allow these men to convince us to join them on their dark path. We must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth.
Hey man, kudos to the the quality of the video and everything.
Good video.
I hope they let us.
One thing I definitely like any holiday out there, it's going to get exploited. Mm-hmm. These things always feel like they show up early and earlier every year. I was in a store the other day and they're already moving the Halloween decorations out for like Christmas is already. They're getting ready to hit you with Christmas grenade as soon as this is done.
Man, perspective plays such a thing. If something terrible happened to you with the background of Christmas, you're triggered by Christmas and happiness.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's people that are like, really, man, you got to start this early with the Christmas stuff. Just like there's people that are like, really, man, you got to start this early with the Halloween stuff. It's perspective, Yeah. A bunch of freaking dorks getting around trying to conjure a ghost is so different than a group of people that are up to serious no good. You know what I mean? In like a derelict part of the world, where things are desperate and real.
Yeah. And in your early 20s, everything gets away from like the gruesome scene and turns into like, how do I become the most sexy zombie? How do I become the sexiest
sexy zombie?
Like, sexy zombie. It's a
sexy tampon.
It's not about scaring anymore. It's more about like arousal. But anyway, hopefully you guys liked our reaction on this one. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone until next time, stay spiritual.